This is SAP GL Training, and the business process that we are going to cover here is cross-company clearing postings. So this is by FSOAnalyst.com. Um, so here, the concept-wise, basically, before we go into the concept, let's understand what are the objectives of this session. So, end of the session, we would like to understand the concept of cross-company posting and clearing, to be able to understand cross-company clearing configuration, and also to display the document, which is cross-company document, as well as post the cross-company code document. Okay. So the content-wise, we will have the cross-company concept, post cross-company postings in SAP, and display the document as well as the configuration. Cross-company postings are accounting postings in one company code on behalf of another company, which results in clearing postings in both companies. Example, company code A, expenses are paid by bank. The bank is owned by a company code B. So in this case, expenses are incurred in one company code and the payment is coming from another company code. The same way, for example, one company code is representing to the tax authorities and which is paying the taxes. Normally, let's say in headquarters, right? But they are paid by the a different company code. Let's say company code B. So the company code A is incurring taxes, but they are paid by company code B because that is representing for the tax authorities. So here also there is a relation between the company code A postings and company code B posting. Similarly, for example, a seminar is organized by one company code on behalf of another company code, etc. So these are the cross-company code postings. Okay. So this particular presentation will give you clear thought process how the accounting is going to happen. Let's say we have a company code A, which is 3000 in this case, and company code B, which is 3010. Okay. So let's say expenses are incurred in the company code 3000, and we have a bank in company code 3010. So the expenses are paid by the bank, which is bank is belong to one company code, and expenses are booked in another company code. Okay. So this kind of transaction will result in obviously a document posting in company code 3000, which at the same time there is a document posting in company code 3010 as well. Okay, so which means at the same time when you post in one company code, there is another document is posted in another company code. So here, the postings wise, debit in the company code 3000, we have a debit expense because that is expenses are being incurred. But credit, the bank, there is no bank in company code 3000, right? So the credit clearing account. So that clearing account belongs to the company which is paying the expenses on behalf of company code 3000. And at the same time, the credit bank is happening in the company code 3010, but there are no expenses in 3010, right? Because the expenses belong to company code 3000. So in this case, debit, you are making a clearing account of, so basically here the clearing account of 3000, whereas the credit is happening in the bank itself. Okay, so then here the documented debit expense, credit clearing account of 3010, and here I think there is a typo. It's not 3010, but it's 3000. The debit clearing account belongs to this company code. Okay. And the credit bank. So, at the end of the day, when these two documents are posted, there is a link document is also posted, which is a kind of a central document, which is covering all the debits and credits from both the company codes, and that is what we call cross-company code. So this is the concept. Like one company code is incurring expenses, another company code is paying that particular expenses. And end of the day, the balance in the clearing accounts will indicate that how much money is owned by the other company code in this respective scenario. Okay. So now let's post a document in SAP. So for that purpose, let's say you will use FB50 as a document, and you will have header level company code is different from obviously line item level company code. So we are going to SAP demo now. So let's log into SAP now. Let us use FB50 document in a transaction, posting transaction. You can go to the path accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, and document entry. That you can use FB50 here. So let me start this FB50 transaction, and I am giving here, let's say, document date 29/6 and the posting date 29/6, and here the very important thing that you need to monitor is that the company code is 3000 here. Okay, so now let us say the expenses that we are incurring 476,990, which is debit posting, and which is, let's say, $2,000. Okay, and this debit posting expense belongs to company code 3000, right? So that's what we want to understand here. And then the same time, let us give a bank account which is 113,1000, and I'm giving as a credit here again 2000. But in this case, I would like to use a different company code. For example, at the line item level, I'm using a company code 1030. Okay, so the debit posting is to one company code here. You can clearly understand. This is the company code. Let me open this. This is the company code. You see here the company code debit posting is general expenses. If you see here, which is 3000 company code, and the bank which you are using is like 3010 company code with 3010. So this is, let's give the reference document as cross company, and demo on company. Okay. So like that, let us give that, and so rest all the transaction wise, it is pretty common transaction which you must be familiar with it. So I'm just going ahead and posting the document here. So when I post here, you see that there are two documents which are posted. A document in one company code here, which is 3911, and a document is another company code 10002. So meaning that company code 3000 there is one document, and company code 3010 there is another document, and together they are linked up with another document number here. This is a central document number, which is basically together, which is cross company code number here itself. Okay, so when you continue, so the document is posted, and pretty much you can go and display the document. See? So when you display the document, by default it is displaying in the company code 3000 here, right? So the company code 3000, what is the document number? The document number is here. So carefully, if you observe, so the debit posting, which is posted to general ledger expense account, obviously the expense belongs to 3000 company code. But credit did not post to bank account, because the bank account does not belong to 3000 company code. It belongs to 3010 company code. Okay. So how do you go there? It's very simple. If you double click on this section, which is cross company code section, and then it will open up another screen where you have together you can display both the documents, right? So one document which is posted in 3000 and another document which is posted in 3010. So here you can go to the 3010 document again here, and if you observe here, this is what the posted in 3010. Let's go to the document number itself. Here you carefully observe here the bank which is credited, like posting key 50 in this particular company code. Obviously this bank belongs to 3010, but the payment is, it's not an expense from the company code 3010 perspective. It is just recording that it's a clearing account which belongs to another company code, right? So it posted as a clearing account. Okay, so this way it is pretty much this is the cross company code. Overall document number also is displayed here. Okay. So let us display the document, the transaction code FB03 for displaying the document at the respective company code, and FBU3 is for displaying the cross-company document. So basically the navigation is available from respective company code documents to the cross-company code document and vice versa. So here we will again go into the SAP demo, and we'll try to understand what exactly it happens, how we can see that FBU3 transaction code. Okay. To see the configuration, you can go to SPRO and search for the configuration of the cross company code clearing GL accounts, or you can simply enter OBY8 transaction code, and then the system will ask you, okay, between which company codes that you are trying to look for the configuration. So obviously we posted 3000 and 3010, and then I'm giving that 3000 company code and 3010 here. So once you see this particular transaction, you see the posted in 3000. Obviously, it is telling you if it is a debit posting, right? It is going to use this as a clearing account, and if it is a credit posting, this is a clearing account. So basically, it has used the same GL account here for the debit and credit posting when it is a receivable side. And if the posting is in company code 3010, so again the clearing against the 3000 would be 194002 and 194002. So this is the way setup is there. That is the reason if you see when you posted expense in the company code 3000, and there is a credit posting of 194003 posting, and at the same time the bank posting was obviously credited, and the debit posting happened in the company code 3010. For the bank it's a credit, as well as for the clearing for the debit posting. So this is the pretty much configuration. From here you can pretty much navigate to any company code combinations here. For example, you can navigate to any other company codes, but this is OBYA transaction will show you the configuration related to intercompany clearing account, GL account. So this is a very, very simple configuration, and very powerful concept as far as cross company code clearing is concerned. You can contact Srini at edset.com, and this particular training is from the FICAnalyst.com. You can register at a different our partner website, which is i52week.com. So, and also you can call the number 619-800-1235 for any trainings in FICO area. And hope you enjoyed the session, and thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.